Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's Pancake Day here in my house. Not real Pancake Day because it's December, not February. Anyway, speaking of Pancake Day, we're speaking of pancakes this morning. Now, if you... God, I look like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Don't know what that is. Right, sorry, I just noticed that. Ignore the bags on my eyes as well. I'm very tired. So back in the summer, when I was prancing around in my van doing all my hippie stuff, every now and again for breakfast I was having one of those shake-up bottles of pancakes, and very nice they were too. Now, things they take up an inordinate amount of space. And although very nice, everything, what I wanted was to get complete mixes in a packet. Now, most of the mixes that you get, or every mix I found, pretty much, you had to have an egg. Add an egg, add an egg. It's not, put an egg in, put egg powder in, it's not hard. Anyway, came across recently the Dr. Oetker, whatever, pancake mix, right, classic pancake mix. This is a complete one. The only downside for me, you add milk. I want to add water, you know, but anyway, you add milk. So, all good, fine. You may have seen it on one thing when we went to Iceland. I used it. But yesterday I happened across the American style one as well. So what I'm going to do this morning is, look at this. This is going to be something else. We're going for a double whammy of Dr. Oetker pancakes. Here we go. Now, I did kind of think that I should go out and do it in the camper van, or go out to the camper van, bring in my stove and my Ridge Monkey, but then I thought, you know what, just got up, coffee hasn't kicked in yet, I'm feeling like crap, I'm not going to. So, we're going to do it in the kitchen. Now, the classic one makes 8 pancakes. The American style makes 7 pancakes. It's like, surely that depends how much you put in. But anyway, the differences are, if I turn them over, that's a classic one, so that's your thin and crispy pancake. Hopefully not too crispy. 200 grams, 210 grams. The difference in that is you've also got, in addition to the wheat flour, glucose syrup, whole egg powder, sugar, salt and thickener, you've got egg white powder and raisin agents, diphosphates and sodium carbonate. So you've got your baking powder in there to make it rise up, which is your difference in a fluffier, thicker American style pancake. Okay, so there's an extra 10 grams of stuff in that. Now, also this one, because they're the thinner pancakes, you need 400 millilitres of milk. This one's 300 ml. Okay, but that's the differences in the mix. So one's got baking powder, one hasn't. One you mix thicker, one you don't. So here's my milk. Okay, so I've got 400 mils in there as an idea, because I don't actually have a measuring jug in my van. 400 mils into a normal sort of standard coffee mug leaves just a wee bit. So there's about 75 mils. So this is what, 330 mil. Yeah, that's right. So you want just over a cup of milk, or mug of milk, for your classic, and just under, because that's 300 mil, for your American style. Okay, let's remember that. Just tip it in there. It's not as easy, obviously, as the put your water to the fill line in the bottle and shake it up kind of deal. Okay, sadly. So I don't know if this is really going to be my answer. But you see, that packs so nicely, and there's less wastage, quite frankly. I mean, that's a lot better for the environment, I suppose, than, you know, to crunch up, chuck one of those away, than the plastic bottles. It's working okay. I've had a few lumps where I've had to like push them against the side like that, and then do it. Well, I'm a little bit sad, in more ways than one, a little bit sad to say that the American pancake one hasn't really mixed well just with a spoon. It's been quite hard work to get it to mix in without too many lumps, but still got quite a few lumps. That's a failing of my technique, okay, not the pancake mix. It says to use electric whisks or whatever to do it, and that's what you should do with a pancake. What I'm trying to do is just do it with what I would have in the camper van. Okay, so there's my crepe pan. Lovely, let's see, it's flat. That's what you need. Heat it up, got a bit of butter on there. We've got our normal classic style pancake mix. Pour that on and just spread it out. Hopefully that's not too thick or too thin. That's looking decent actually. This is always a difficult bit. Here's some pancakes. So it's had a couple of minutes now. We're going to try and flick it on camera. I've got to hold, this is good, isn't it? So I've got my left arm holding out the camera, right arm holding the pancake. Loosened it off. Oh, fuck. That's good, that. So I toss it properly. Brilliant, perfect. Ah, yeah, I'm great. And I get cocky. Bang, on the floor. Okay, so anyway, so yeah. Right, there's the other side. I've just flipped it over. The other side's cooked now. So I'm just going to pop that on the plate. Now the thing with pancakes is when you first cook them off, they're not a little bit firm, a little bit dry and crispy. The trick, put another plate on top and steam them. Now for those of you wondering why you can only view me on YouTube and not on normal television, it's quite simple. It's the lack of continuity. Because quite frankly, you never know what I might do next. Another issue I'm having is when I'm pouring it into the pan that's already heated, so not the first one, but the second one where it's fully heated through, is it's going off too quickly. So my advice is, instead of putting the 400ml of milk in there, you probably need to put in 500ml, okay, or 450 or something. You need to experiment, thin it out a little bit so it's got time for you to put it all over the base without it being too thick. Okay, so I'm done with the classic ones now. I've done 3. I've left some batter so Abby can have it for lunch, have one for lunch because she forgot we were having for breakfast. Now this is my American one. Now you can see, maybe, I don't know, I can see, but it's a bit lumpy. Now these, I don't know if this is what they also call drop scones, but we go for the little round fluffy pancakes that are a bit thicker. Now, if we have a look there, that doesn't look too bad, does it? This is what my mum used to call flapjacks, because my mum was from Africa and they just called them flapjacks, which was very confusing. There we go, you can see they're bubbling up, so that's your bicarb or your baking powder or whatever in there. I'm going to flip them over now, they've cooked through, so it's only taken a couple of minutes. Right, so they're done now. So I've used 2/3 of the American pancake mix, made 8 little round pancakes. And they're all ready, just left them to steam a little bit so it's all softened up, so we're going to eat them. There you go, plate it up, looks good, doesn't it? So that's with my pure Canadian maple syrup in a van-sized container. Right, so I've had me first normal ones, now I'm on the American style ones with, I've got the maple, I've got the Clark's original, which is maple with carob fruit syrup, and I've got my Lyle's topping syrup butterscotch. So, the verdict, how are we feeling about our Dr. Otter? I don't know, pancakes.
Dr.
Oetker? But what about the E?
You just ignore it.
Is it silent E, like the K in night?
Yeah.
Okay. That's me told. Hang on, who's got the A-level English? It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter.
Me, actually.
Oetker's, have you?
Yeah.
Hey, we both got A-level English, there you go. Alright, anyway, he's German, so it doesn't really matter. I've got GCSE German. Right, so the verdict is, actually, do you know what? For the difficulty of mixing it, for the faff and the lumpiness and so on, got to stick with the bottles. With the extra expense of getting milk, I'll stick with the bottles. With the fact that the milk tends to stick and burn, whereas the ones that mix with water in the bottles don't, I've got to stick with the bottles. So for the camper van, I'm sorry, despite the fact I've got far less space taken up, and it's a lot easier to store with these Dr. Oetker ones, no, they lose out to the bottles. But what about at home? Well, quite frankly, 99p for a batter mix, where I've got to add milk. Give me 20p for 1 or 2 eggs and some flour. Well, probably 1 egg for that, and a bit of flour, and the milk. You know, and that's my whole lot is done for 50p instead of £1.30 or whatever that works out at. So actually, Dr. Oetker, you can stay in Lidl. Now, that's that said. How were they? Well, they were alright. Taste was good. Both were good. Nice, like bubbles in the American pancakes. But yeah, sorry, it's a miss.